Hello, hope you had a decent break and you've replenished your glasses. Here's a song by our very good friend Mr. Richard Shindell, and this is another of his truck driving songs, or rather his road songs. And well, no, this is his definitive truck driving song, and I'm particularly fond of this one. We've been doing one of his for a long time now called The Next Best Western, which is also on the same theme, but at the moment I'm doing this one. Co-signed a small commercial loan. We shopped around until we found a rig within my means. I put $15,000 down on the Kenworth of my dreams. My sister's husband helped me out. We took the thing apart, and every bolt and piston, I knew them all by heart. We cleaned her out and painted her and brought her up to speed, and I proudly put my name upon the Kenworth of my dreams. But sometimes late out on some interstate, I hear those sad country songs, true love found and true love gone. Lately I just turned the damn thing off. Lots of folks, they shook their heads, convinced that I'd lost mine. They said living in a goddamn truck is just a waste of time. To spend your life behind the wheel, it's not as great as it might seem. I just thanked them all and left one night in the Kenworth of my dreams. But sometimes late out on some interstate, I hear those sad country songs, true love found and true love gone. Lately I just turned the damn thing on. Business, it's been pretty good, I've got no cause to complain. I haul bourbon up to Buffalo and frozen foods to Maine. Toxic waste on Quaker State, it's all the same to me. I'll go anywhere for anything in the Kenworth of my dream. I'll go anywhere for anything in the Kenworth of my dream. I'll go anywhere for anything in the Kenworth of my dreams. Kenworth of My Dreams by Richard Shindell. Yeah, so working through all of these guitars. So this is sort of on permanent loan from my friend Mike Sully, who sadly can't play anymore, but has this rather lovely little collection of guitars. And normally this wouldn't be my kind of guitar. This is a Gibson LG, it's not an old one, it's about 15 years old. It's a neat little guitar, and well, I love their abbreviations. You know, they all mean something. LG actually means ladies' guitar. So there you go. And normally I wouldn't like a guitar that's got this small and this thin a neck, but I don't know, there's something about this one, and I'm fond of it. And it's the entirely appropriate instrument to play this Chopin Steve Knightley song on. This is a song called Cold Frontier, and it's a bit about you know, you're a Roman soldier. You've just vanquished the Germanic tribes 2 years ago with old Russelus Croas, and so you're back home on your little vineyard in southern Italy, and then suddenly the sergeant at arms rolls in one day and says, "Good news, Lucius, you're off to Britain." over ancient hills, see something under hill. Reach out and let your fingers touch a blade as hard as steel. I was the man who left it there. I tried to build my home, watching over a cold frontier, 1,000 miles from Rome. And our worlds collide after all these years on a cold frontier. Cold frontier. Well, I cleared the woods, I drained the land, for houses built to last. The wall of my cities and all of my roads, they are contours beneath the grass. What of the men who we couldn't tame? We drove them to the west. Songs and their stories, they still remain. What became of all our left? Just stones and the clay that the plough reveals on a cold frontier. Cold frontier. Well, a silver coin I'll leave for you. You may spin it in the air. Country that chooses to land this coin, it will pay your fare. It's in the faces and it's in the blood of all who work this land. You'll find traces of all we've been. They lie so close at hand. Now the border's down after all these years on a cold frontier. Cold frontier. Cold, oh so and it's raining again. Steve Knightley's Cold Frontier. We once attempted to record that in a howling gale in between showers, actually on Hadrian's Wall. I think it's, if you delve back, I don't know, some 200 film clips back on the Chopin's YouTube, you may find it there. I'm not absolutely sure. It's good luck if you can possibly be motivated. Varsoviana. Old dance tune. Bust up wet day, she's there, I say, please share my umbrella. Bust up, bust go, she stays, love grows under my umbrella. All that summer we enjoyed it, wind or rain or shine. That umbrella we employed it, by August she was mine. Every morning I would see her waiting at the stop. Sometimes she'd shopped, she would show me what she bought. Everybody stared as though we were both quite insane. Someday my name and hers are going to be the same. And that's the way the whole thing started. Silly, but it's true. Think about a sweet romance beginning in the queue. Come the summer, ice was melting, no more sheltering now. I still think that that umbrella led me to a bow. Every morning I would see her waiting at the stop. Sometimes she'd shopped, she would show me what she bought. Everybody stared as though we were both quite insane. Someday my name and hers are going to be the same. Bust up wet day, she's there, I say, please share my umbrella. Bust up, bust go, she stays, love grows under my umbrella. Bus stop. So as I mentioned in the first half, I've done two films which are up there on YouTube, and one was The Fiddle Hour, and the earlier one, which I did last November, was The Blues Hour, and here is a track from it. So, Reverend Gary Davis, Cocaine Blues. Come baby, as you're dressed in blue. She said, love, what's the matter with you? Cocaine is running all around my brain. Come baby, as you're dressed in red. Well, if you love me, won't you come to bed? Cocaine is running all around my brain. Baby, won't you please come can't quit. This old cocaine's making me sick. Cocaine is running all around my brain. Come on, baby, and she's dressed in white. But if you loves me, won't you stay tonight? Cocaine is running all around my brain. Come on, baby, and she's dressed in black. I don't want you to leave. Won't you please come back? Cocaine is running all around my brain. Baby, baby, won't you please come quick? This old cocaine's making me sick. Cocaine is running all around my brain. Baby, baby, won't you please come quick? This old cocaine's making me sick. Cocaine is running all around my brain. The Cocaine Blues. I was going to say I go to a lot of auctions, instrument auctions, just to see what's knocking around, and of course I haven't done for the last year or so. But I think we're within. Good old Google's reminded us all the last gigs we actually did before the initial lockdown. My last two were. I was on an extensive solo tour, so 6 gigs in, I was at the Shelley Theatre in Bournemouth, which is a nice gig, and then the following night, after I took poor long-suffering John home to Portsmouth the following day, then drove up to London to the Green Note, where Odette Michel, my good friend, was doing her first ever headline slot there, and I did that gig, and that was it. That was your lot, mate. I drove home back to Exeter that night, got in about 4, and thought, blimey, you know. What a lot of gigs that didn't happen after that. Anyway, sorry, I digress. So, auctions, mandolin. I bought 4 mandolins about 4 years ago, and varying types, and passed all of them on except this one, which is the Paris Swing, which I rather like. And I'd never heard of them. They went out of business years ago. And then I discovered that actually several friends of mine actually have one, and that they're quite popular. So there you go. But I've kept this one. I really rather like it. And here's a lovely song. Way out here, working on the docks, everyone sees the long day through. What would I do without the nights and the phone, or a chance just to talk to you? What can I do now? 1,000 miles away. What I wouldn't give for only one night, no relief besides. Someday when times are tight, when the day goes down on the water town, and the sun sings low all around, that's when I know that I need you now. You're what I miss, every little kiss. Everybody is a number, not a name, but I guess that's alright with me. As I sit alone after a long day, little guess, every little word. Bruce Hornsby. Here are two things that are morphed together. It's a little tune of mine called Mr. Maze, which I knocked up. It was actually on the first Chopin Studio album, which was Beat About the Bush, of course. And I kind of came up with the tune after having the privilege of spending some 70 nights on the road with Ralph McTell. You know, listening to that immaculate and beautiful articulate ragtime blues and accompanying guitar playing and so on. So that's why it's called Mr. Maze, but it's morphed in with a song I learnt in 1965 from the David Graham album Folk Blues and Beyond. And it's a Blind Willie Johnson song, and those of you who might be devotees of Ry Cooder will probably have clocked the recent album Prodigal Son. The Prodigal Son's a Blind Willie Johnson song. Prolific sort of religious blues band. He might have been a preacher, I'm not. I think that Ry Cooder album is pretty much one of my favourite albums at the moment now. Anyway, so I Cannot Keep From Crying and Mr. Maze. Sometimes cannot keep from crying sometimes, 'cause my heart's full of sorrow and my eyes are full of tears. I cannot keep from crying sometimes. The 7 sheep has left me, begin on a little while. Soon it would be all over and I'd journey with a smile. But my thoughts as I get older, I dream of what I told her. I cannot keep from crying sometimes. I cannot keep from crying sometimes. I cannot keep from crying sometimes. 'Cause my heart's full of sorrow and my eyes, they're full of tears. I cannot keep from crying sometimes. I'm on the King's Highway and I'm travelling night and day. My mother's gone before me, so I must be on my way. And my father, he's gone too. My sister, she could not stay, and I'll have to keep from crying sometimes. I cannot keep from crying sometimes. I cannot keep from crying sometimes. 'Cause my heart's full of sorrow and my eyes, they're full of tears. I cannot keep from crying sometimes. crying sometime. 'Cause my heart's full of sorrow, my eyes are full of tears. I cannot keep from crying sometimes. I cannot keep from crying sometimes. Cannot keep from crying. Cannot Keep From Crying, Blind Willie Johnson. Here's one I haven't done for a very, very long time. It just suddenly came to me the other day, and I'm very fond of this song. It's by Tom Waits. I hope that I don't fall in love with you, 'cause falling in love makes me blue. While the music plays, you display your heart for me to see. I had a beer and now I hear you calling out for me. And I hope that I don't fall in love with you. Well, the room is crowded, people everywhere, and no wonder should I offer you a chair. Won't you sit down with this old clown, take that frown and break it. Before the evening's gone away, I think that we could make it. And I hope that I don't fall in love with you. Well, the night does funny things inside a man. These old tomcat feelings you don't understand. While I turn around to look at you, you light a cigarette. I wish I had the guts to bum one, but we've never met. And I hope that I don't fall in love with you. I can see that you are lonesome just like me, and it being late, you'd like some company. While I turn around to look at you, you look back at me. The guy with these ups and splits, the chair next to is free. And I hope that you don't fall in love with me. Now it's closing time, music's fading out. Last call for drinks, have another stout. I turn around to look for you, you're nowhere to be seen. I search the place for your lost face, and I have another round. And I think that I just fell in love with you. Tom Waits. Thank you very much, good people. Thank you especially to Nick, your friendly local promoter, who puts on the gigs in the Village Hall. I hope to be back at Firbeck Village Hall in the flesh in a not too distant future. Let us all keep our fingers crossed. Let us all behave, stay safe, and hopefully everything will gradually open up again. Would be nice, wouldn't it? This is a stalwart in my set now. I'll finish with this. Before I came back into civilization, around Exeter, if indeed you can call it that. I lived right out in the wilds on Dartmoor, a beautiful old farm, and I got to know some pretty amazing people out there. Shall we say that they are people who should really have been born in another era. I think that's the best way of describing them. And in describing and telling stories about these people to Steve Knightley, he immediately came up with this song. I'll finish with this. This is called Transported. Now, I don't know if you all have been actually sort of sitting there singing along and all that, but now is your chance, basically. Transported. Thank you ever so much for having me. Take it easy, folks, and fingers crossed. Enough for my needs, but it's other men's cattle I water and feed. One day I'll pay for the life that I lead. I'm a thief from the edge of the moor. My uncle and me got it down to an art. We set off for stealing not long after dark, through the fields and the farms where it's easy to park, and the way back home is secure. One cold winter's night after Tavistock Fair, stolen the sheep in the trailer and rain in the air. We felt the flat tire and we reached for the spare, behind the side of the A38. But the nuts on the wheel must have rusted in place, and I'm under the landy with spraying my face, with only an hour to get out of that place, cursing our bad luck and fate. For there's no transportation down under, no gallows in the old county jail. At best in the morning we're fine, we're the warning, the worst in the evening we're back out on bail. In the distance we saw a blue flashing light, 2 feet and a loud voice came out of the night, asking if everything here was alright, and would we be soon on our way. Well, John said that he'd go and get help on the phone, and in the distance I'm hearing his soft urgent tones. Well, a copper, he wouldn't leave it alone, his light on my back number plate. But instead of the AA, John dialed 999 and said, help, we're trapped at the scene of a crime, a gas station, a robbery, a mile down the line. Come quickly, we're locked in the gents. Well, I heard the police radio burst into life, and the call slammed the door and sped into the night. We worked the wheel loose and we clamped it on tight. Through the first gate all those sheep went, but there's no transportation down under, no gallows in the old county jail. At best in the morning we're fine, we're the warning, the worst in the evening we're back out on bail. So, come you West Country villains, if you set out to steal, keep your phones charged, always check your spare wheel, and if you get caught, use your wits, not your heels. Remember my uncle and me. For somewhere there's a copper who's just hopping mad, and some farmer is counting more sheep than he had, and we're in the middle of the moor at the Warren House Inn with our pints really glad. We weren't born in 1803, but there's no transportation down under, no gallows in the old county jail. At best in the morning we're fine, we're the warning, the worst in the evening we're back out on bail. There's no transportation down under, No gallows in the old county jail. At best in the morning we're fine with a warning. At worst in the evening we're back out on bail. At worst in the evening we're back out on bail. At worst in the evening we're back out on bail. Transported. Thanks once again, folks. Stay safe, take it easy, good night, and see you in the flesh at some point. Choose your own method, okay? Well, the 13 question method is one to use. 13 question method is one to use. 13 question method is the one if you wanna have some fun. Well, the 13 question method is the one to use. Question number 1, we've just begun. Question number 2, what to do? Question number 3, will you come out and dine and dance with me? Question number 4, that's for sure. Question number 5, I won't give you no jibe. Question number 6, I won't try no tricks. Question number 7, it's gonna be just like heaven. Question number 8, well, it's a date. Question number 9, where to dine? Question number 10, will we get in? Question number 11, it's gonna be just like heaven. Question number 12, when we're alone. Well, the 13 question method is the one to use. The 13 question method is the one to use. The 13 question method is the one if you wanna have some fun. Well, the 13 question method is the one to use. Method is one to use. 13 question method is the one to use. 13 question method is the one if you wanna have some fun. 13 question method is the one to use. Thank you, Chuck.